Hey Acceptance Squad, this is Alex from Alex's Autism Acceptance Channel, and my time as a wedding receptionist was a nightmare. Let's talk about that. Making autism content Monday and Thursday. No, I wouldn't have it any other way. Making education and inspiration for all. If you ever have a question or concern, just give me a call, 'cause I'll be there for you. You'll be like, oh thank God, I'll be there for you. Part of the acceptance squad, I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too. Oh boy, there is a lot to talk about in this video. So first of all, the main thing that concerned me about this job was the perfection. Everything had to be perfect, like the plates and the forks and the knives and the cups. They had to be at just the right millimeter on the table. And if it wasn't, that was a huge issue. Now, I do understand weddings do sort of need to be perfect. I absolutely respect that. And that's why I think taking the job was not a good decision on my part. Because I'm definitely the guy who is not only okay with making mistakes, but almost encourages it to use it as a learning experience. And at a wedding reception, where it's your job to not make any mistakes, and if you do, bad things are going to happen, that puts an insane amount of stress, especially, on how my brain works and all that. And that's why I'm going to be a teacher, because this is sort of a job where perfection is impossible, and there's always things to grow and improve on. And it just really wasn't a healthy relationship when it comes to my brain activity and just how much I was stressing over pretty much everything, because I was stressed what would happen if it got messed up. And I'm the kind of guy who makes a lot of mistakes. So yeah, I knew pretty quickly that this would not be my favorite job in the world. Another thing that I had to deal with that was pretty much a natural barrier, and one that I didn't end up overcoming, and understandably so, was clumsiness. When you're going to be a teacher, you don't really need to worry about gross/fine motor skills. But when it comes to wedding receptions, when you are carrying 20 glasses of water and alcohol, yeah, you definitely need to you have to be probably one of the most agile people on the planet, which, no, that's a no for me, dog. Yeah, there was, honestly, there was this one time where it was my very first day, and my boss decided to start me off with 3 glasses. That's it. And keep in mind, some of the people who had been doing this for years, they were probably doing up to 20 to 25 glasses. And as I was setting out the glasses before all the guests came, I ended up dropping it. I ended up dropping 3 glasses. And I was just like, oh shoot, where is this going to go for the next few months? And fortunately, I did get better at that. But that being said, there were some times in the middle of service with all the guests where my hands got way too shaky and I dropped everything. Just the amount of stress that went through my mind at that time was really unhealthy. and I'm really glad that I don't have to carry trays as a teacher, because boy, I wouldn't last long there. Let me tell you. Um, and the other thing too is with the fine motor skills, folding napkins. Each of us probably had to fold about 40 to 50 napkins, and we had to do it in this extremely specific way. Um, like, it took me months to even get sort of okay at that. And even then, like, my fingers were throbbing at the end of it, because I'm not used to working out my fingers that much. Um, but yeah, it was just pretty much everything involving my hands and involving my limbs and involving my fingers that just made me one of the worst employees there. Like when it comes to like pouring water, when it comes to I don't know, organizing bread in a bread tray, to folding napkins, to putting down silverware straight, to just everything didn't work out. Another thing that I really struggled with at the job is cleanliness and neatness. Um, Basically, what happened is like every time before I began like my shift and before I began setting everything up, I like the boss would gather everyone up, line everyone up, and we would go through an inspection. And that was to like make sure all our uniforms were spotless, no wrinkles involved, no dirt or dust or any food on it or anything. And that was always a problem for me because number one, I suck at ironing, so it probably took me like an hour to do each time. So it was really like a 6-hour shift instead of a 5-hour shift. Now, today that's nothing, as I do 9 hours regularly, but back when I was a senior in high school, yeah, that was quite a bit of work. So I had to get all that ironing out, and even then, there was still quite a bit of errors occasionally. And then, yeah, I'm not a neat eater at all. I'm pretty sloppy. And sometimes I did end up getting food on a little bit of my tuxedo. And yeah, that did not go over well each time. That was one of the benefits of the job. We got to have some amazing food, incredible, top notch. But yeah, just like staying neat and clean, that was an issue for me. The final thing that I struggled with was definitely like taking criticism, not only from my boss but also from my coworkers and as well as my customers. So starting off with the boss, they didn't really seem too open in actually like helping me learn my skills. They were sort of just like correcting my wrongdoings, and that's about it. Which is something I didn't like because it wasn't constructive criticism. I like constructive criticism, I always have. But if you're just like saying what I need to fix and not how I can do better, yeah, that doesn't go over well for me. And my coworkers, they did end up helping me like improve on things, but what they did was they were very snarky about it, and they were very clearly demeaning in some way. I may be socially unintelligent, but I'm not that socially unintelligent. I can tell when people are picking on me. And then with the customers, it wasn't really criticism, more than just like drunken assholery, if that makes sense. So just like insulting me for everything I did, and they just thought it was a joke or something. Because that's what people do when they have too much to drink. They think obnoxious and rude things are funny. So and because this was a time where I was very self-conscious, I wasn't very self-accepting, so I took everything that they said to heart, and negatively impacted me emotionally. That is one thing I think I would do so much better at if I took the job today. If somebody was just being a fool because of too much margaritas, or even if they were completely sober and they were being a fool, I'd just shrug it off because I don't care anymore. But back then I cared a whole lot, and that wasn't good. Well, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. It's pretty late at night here, but just like I'm grinding out my work responsibilities, I'm grinding out content for the Acceptance Squad. I appreciate you watching, and if you have any questions or comments or thoughts on the video and my experiences, please leave those down below. I'd love to hear what you say and have a conversation. Yeah. And if you are autistic and you have worked in one of these jobs before, please let me know your specific story if you feel comfortable with it. I would love to hear it and see how I compare to you. Anyways, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on Monday. Peace out.